Tony, it's Friday, and first off, to answer your question of the week, no, I've never played it. Sorry. I hadn't really heard about it until you started talking about it, so unfortunately I haven't played it. But I want to talk about this week is I want to go back to one of my theme videos. I'm going to call this one "The Myth of the Self-Made Man." So I'm sure you've heard of the story of the self-made man, someone who came from nothing, and through the power of his own genius and will ended up creating something brand new and exciting. And quite frankly, that's not how it ever is. The reason why I want to make this video is because earlier in the week I read a really good article about Jeff Bezos of Amazon. So as you may or may not know, him and his wife of 20 plus years are getting a divorce. And it's kind of big news because he is the richest man, like they're the richest couple in the world. And whatever divorce settlement they get, his soon-to-be ex-wife is going to be the richest woman in the world. And the article itself was talking about how the story of lone male geniuses is never really the story. And it got me thinking. So for a little backstory on that article, basically what it was discussing was how when Jeff Bezos first wanted to start up Amazon, him and his wife lived in, I think it was DC. And his wife actually quit her job in DC as a paralegal or some like legal assistant, was making good money, to go across the country to Seattle with him. And 20 years later, obviously, here we are with Amazon being the king of the world. But it got me thinking about the story of the self-made man and how that's essentially the story of America, and also how it's the fiction of America. Because you've obviously heard the names of people who came from nothing. Your Elon Musks, your Jeff Bezoses, your Steve Jobs, all of them who came from nothing and then created, Tesla and Max and Amazon. And that just goes back all through history. In fact, you could even say the story of America was self-made men going west to seek their destiny in the frontier and et cetera, et cetera. And it's because America has always worshipped those who are successful. And it's turned into the mythology of these people came from nothing, and therefore they are better because Americans are better, and it goes into the whole American exceptionalism narrative that people try and push in the country. What I kind of want to take a deeper look into that, because this is my opinion. People may disagree with me, but I don't think anyone is ever self-made, because no matter what, you always have some form of support staff around you. Like, for some people it's their family, for some people it's their friends, for others it's a significant other, but there's always a support staff for you around there. A group of mentors, a group of people who have helped you on your way. Groups of people who have taught you, who have made you into who you are. And I think those people just completely disregard that myth of the self-made man, because no one ever gets to any spot on their own. Like, from a very minor example, I will use myself in my path through law school. Obviously, starting at a young age, I wanted to be a lawyer. I always had a chip on my shoulder to be a lawyer, but I never did that alone. And if I became a super successful attorney, I could not honestly say that I did it alone, because even going all the way back in middle school when I was first talking about it, we had Bob, who was really there to kind of help, who was there to kind of put me on the right path. In high school, I had plenty of professors and mentors who helped me out, all of which told me what I should do, things to look at. Same in undergrad and then in law school. And in my professional career as is, I've always had mentors, I've always had people who've been around me. And I think that's a closer replication of the truth, because no one gets to where they're at alone. It just doesn't happen, because you usually have to have somebody at least show you some kind of way. Now, you might have these revolutionary ideas, and those could be wholly your own creation. But that doesn't really matter, because you're not getting to that point alone. You're getting help from those close to you. And that's what I think is really great about humanity as a whole, is we are really good at building support staffs around each other. No human ever has to really do things alone. Now, some people oftentimes think they do, and that's one point that I don't really have an answer to, because a lot of that goes to anxiety, depression, etc., etc., but nobody ever has to do these things alone. There's always somebody out there who cares about you and who wants to see you succeed. Now, it might take a while to find that person or find those people, but those people are your support staff. Those are your friends, your family, the people who you will know and you will love, who will kind of lead you on the right way and help you to where you're going. So, Tony, my question for you is, I'm sorry, if I can not stumble over my words, who have been some of your mentors and some of your support staff throughout your life? Tony, I'll see you on Tuesday. Later, bro.